Good morning, good morning, good morning. 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 Clap your hands, clap, clap, clap. Stomp your feet, stomp, stomp, stomp. Spin around, spin, spin, spin. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 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 Wash your hands, wash, wash, wash. Shake your hands, shake, shake, shake. Brush your teeth, brush, brush, brush. All right. Good morning.
Boy, what a disappointing show today's going to be. It doesn't even matter what we do or talk about. Just this show is already a failure just by comparison in that. But good morning, it's Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right, it's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube today. Thanks for watching, man. I sure do appreciate it, though, and also in addition to that as well, guess what? I know you guessed it. This is the morning show with me, Uncle Lou, and BVD, what will be joining us soon. Or later. No, he'll be joining us soon. We do this show every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern, so appreciate you guys tuning in. Here's BVD now. BVD, good morning, my good sir.
Hey, yeah, good morning, Lou. You know, I had Kirby Smart all lined up to do the show today, but he said there's no way he could follow Mrs. Lou, so he passed.
I don't blame him at all. He made a wise decision. I wish his in-game decisions were as wise as his what YouTube shows will I go on decisions.
But there's always hope.
There is always hope. That's true. Of course, I'm full of hope. But anyway, good morning in that, sir. How was your day yesterday?
Well, I survived to wake up to another one of these.
Oh, good. Yeah, good.
So that's always good.
Yeah. The last thing I need is to be going out and having to interview your replacement. I mean, I don't need that aggravation right now.
Well, isn't that already set up? I mean, only person that's been on here even remotely close to me is our boy Celine Driver. He's ready.
Right.
He's got this.
Right.
In fact, I think he's on his way to your house right now.
You know, I wish I could do more. That was fun. I'm not going to lie. Now, Celine Driver was a great guy, so it just worked out that way. He was a nice guy. I enjoyed hanging out with him, but that might not always be the case when you meet some people. But that was fun to have him here, to have somebody here for the show. It was a little different, and I don't think either one of us really knew what to expect. But that was fun. And
is that still in your archives?
Yeah, because when yeah, it's on the original channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still there. It's from back in November. I don't remember the exact date. November 11th, maybe, or 16th, somewhere. Anyway, yeah, it's on there. But that was fun. I wish there was a way. I wish there was a way to do more stuff like that. But unless somebody lives around here, it just doesn't make any sense to. But
maybe you could get Sports Live to drive down for a show with you. Boy, wouldn't that be entertaining?
maybe we could get BVD to drive down here. We could have. We could have the show could pay for his hotel. Put him up in a hotel for a couple of days, and he can come down here and hang out with Lou.
Hey, don't tempt me now.
That might be fun. Let's see what happens when this quarantine is over. You know what else I wanted to? You know what else I was planning on doing this summer? I did. There was 2 or 3 years in a row where I did like college campus tours over the summer. I did one at South Carolina. I did one at.
Hey, wait a minute.
Alabama.
Wait a minute. Time out.
Yeah.
Something just hit me.
It wasn't me.
Hotel? You mean I'm not even good enough to stay in your garage?
No.
Jeez. How about, do the kids have a playhouse?
Sir.
House? Anything?
Sir, there's a better chance of you sleeping in a bed with Mrs. Lou than there is of me allowing you to sleep out here in my garage. This is my domain, sir. Ain't nobody. If anybody's sleeping out here, it's me, buddy. I mean, listen. I'd rather you reached across the table and ate my French fries than slept in my garage.
Somehow I got the feeling you slept out there before.
I told the story. I got locked out here one night. I ended up. Mrs. Lou ended up waking up at like 3:30 or 4 in the morning and coming out here and getting me. But I sure just slept in that chair right there. I had a different setup then. This was a while ago when my I used to have you can't tell where I'm pointing, but I used to have this whole desk and computer set up over there, and so things were a little bit rearranged. But that was a while ago. But one of the kids, I was doing the live show, and one of the kids had come out here for something, like right as I was starting the live show, and then just out of habit, when they went back inside, they locked the door.
Gotcha.
And it was 2 or 3 hours later. My live show ended. I stayed out here and played music or whatever like I normally do for a while. So it was, 1:30 or so by the time I got ready to go in, and the damn door was locked. And I didn't want to beat on the door or anything, wake the kids up. It was a school night. Mrs. Lou had to get up and go to work the next day. But I said, well, this was in the wintertime. It was freezing out here.
I was just getting ready to ask you what time of year it was.
So I called Mrs. Lou. She didn't answer. Texted her, she didn't answer, and so I finally gave up, turned Sports Center or whatever on ESPN out here on the TV, sat in a chair, and never really could completely fall asleep. I think I kind of dozed in and out. I pretty much had made up my mind, well, I'm just going to have to stay up all night, and somebody will let me in the morning, and then I was sort of semi-conscious, and I heard the garage door open over there, and it was like, I felt like a freed hostage. It was really something.
Yeah, but don't you have a recliner or something out there?
Yeah. I mean, I tried to sleep in the recliner, but it's a leather recliner. I'm not complaining. It's a nice recliner, actually, considering it's something I have in my garage.
Yeah.
But it was freezing in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Leather is, it's not like I keep a blanket and a pillow out here.
Might not be a bad idea now.
Not that I don't get in trouble, but if I do, I just sleep on the couch. It's not like I come out here to sleep. So, that was interesting, though. But, got locked out. For a couple hours, but no, I had some plans this summer. Maybe I'll still do it, but I wanted to take some trips this summer. We need to wrap this quarantine up, but
yeah, really.
Anyway, but we got to figure some stuff out. I'd love to have some people come over and do the show with me, but so we got.
Well, like I said, I'm going to try my best to make that. How far are you from Athens?
An hour and a half.
I really want to make that trip this year. Hopefully we have football. I enjoyed the last time I was in Athens. The game sucked, but I had a pretty good time.
We'll figure it out. There's nothing we can't do. Look at this show.
That's what they say. Isn't that what our parents, didn't we grow up hearing that from our parents?
You can be anything you want to be.
That's right. Even a professional YouTube stream host.
I like how you said professional. I do like that. Speaking of professional, guess how many people was watching the Uncle Lou After Dark last night?
Was it over 100?
500.
No way.
I don't know if it was a troll situation or I don't know if the title of the video had something to do with it. I don't know. I just knew I was going to wake up this morning and have some kind of strike or something on that video. Because either way, because it's normally between 100 and 200 at night. And it was like, it got up to like 488. And I was like, what in the hell?
Man, I
was like, what is going on here? And it was towards the end. And I was like, what is going on? So I was like, okay, it's either the trolls have like really recruited an army, like 300 of them, or normally I title the show like the morning show. It's always called the morning show episode whatever, and then I just put a couple of topics afterwards. And I usually do the same thing for the night show, Uncle Lou After Dark, and then I just list a couple of topics. Well, last night, I don't know if for whatever reason, I don't know, it was flip-flopped last night. So the title of the show last night was College Game Day Live from the Masters, ?
That could be.
So I don't know if people actually clicked on that thinking, like, they were fixing to watch College Game Day at the Masters on YouTube.
Surely not.
But nothing surprises me. So I mean, it was weird though.
I know what it is. I just figured it out. I was in there from the beginning, and then I left like at about 10:45. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe people had detected that I was gone, so it was safe to show up.
Maybe. It was really strange though. Really
what's
weird.
What's the most you've ever had in a stream before? Can you remember?
Oh yeah, when I streamed the Rose Bowl, I streamed the Rose Bowl game. It was a lot.
It's over 1,000.
Oh, way over. Way over.
Can't remember if I popped in there that night or not. I'm sure I probably did.
Yeah, it was way over. I want to say it was in the tens of thousands.
Damn, that sure beats the hell out of my little 600.
Mostly at the end. If you want to use like a bad dog analogy, it would be like, because he streams all the Lakers games, it would be like if the Lakers made the finals of the NBA, and in Game 7, it was a 2-point game with a minute to go. Like, the numbers just started doubling. Like you could see it looked like it looked like the United States national debt clock.
See, that was the Oklahoma game, right?
Yeah, the Oklahoma game.
I bet the numbers really piled up there at the end when you guys lost, didn't they? See, people just love to see us miserable.
Well, we didn't lose, so.
Oh, wait a minute. I was thinking of the national championship game. My bad.
Yeah. So, but thank you for that.
That's right. Oklahoma had the big lead, and you guys came back. My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
So maybe they did just want to see you happy, Lou.
It's possible, although not likely. What's likely is that they all clicked on that video thinking they were going to watch the Georgia versus Oklahoma game. So, but you know how people are. I think on that video, though, I did have the game. I had 2 cameras I was using to live stream back then, and I think I might have had like the game up in the corner. I don't remember, but anyway, that was the most I ever had on a live stream. It was ridiculous. I couldn't read you couldn't even. The comments was a blur. I mean, you couldn't even try to read any comments. It was just insane.
We didn't have super chat yet back then, did we?
I know I didn't. I don't know if it was a thing then or not that I just wasn't using or what, but I didn't have it.
I think I want to say last year around March Madness, maybe a little sooner than that, was about the time super chats came along. I think.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not sure when they actually started, but I didn't start using them till about a year ago.
Yeah,
around about that same time, I guess. But what do you think about what we talked about last night on the show, the College Game Day at the Masters, with the Georgia-Tennessee game? Georgia Tech hosts Notre Dame that day.
When you first mentioned it, I immediately typed in a big long no in the comments. But the more you talked about it, the more I thought about it, and given the game times, that would actually be probably a pretty cool idea. Obviously, like you said, they're not going to let the crazies in there, and they're not going to have 500 people with Home Depot signs waving and shit at the Masters.
Right.
But
I mean,
maybe I suggested maybe they could have it outside. Maybe outside the gates across the street. I don't know what it looks like.
Oh,
there.
no, that would be
possible.
That would be wild. Yeah,
That would be lunacy.
I don't know if there's trying to. It would have to be maybe a parking lot or something somewhere that they did it if they decided to. There are some fields, just vacant lots around where the National is. I mentioned the other day how they bought up a lot of the property around there. But during Masters Week, those lots are being used for parking and different things like that. But I don't know if it'll end up happening or not. But I do feel like if some people that are smarter than me and you get together, some people, some Augusta National people and some ESPN people, I feel like if they were to get together, they could probably come up with something. I mean, ESPN's already going to have a ton of production crew there because they're at the Masters all week long. I don't know. I just feel like they could do something. The Masters now on Thursday and Friday they start playing at like 8 a.m. But come Saturday the cut is on Friday after the Friday round, and then they whittle the field down in half, and so the rounds don't even start on Saturday till around lunchtime. So in theory you could do something out there from 9 to 11 or 9 to 12 maybe that wouldn't interfere with the tournament. I do think there's some possibilities if game day decides that's something they're seriously interested in and they start talking with the Augusta National about it. I feel like something could be worked out that could be pretty cool.
I'm trying to find. I'm actually looking at Augusta National right now. You said it's Magnolia Drive.
Yeah, that's the main little entrance or whatever.
I don't actually see that. I see Azalea Drive.
I used to live on Azalea Drive. Quit looking at my old house.
I see, of course, Washington Road.
Azalea Drive is on the other side of Washington Road than the Masters.
Oh, this map's all jacked up then.
Azalea Drive ends at Washington Road, and you can either turn left or right on Washington Road. And you can't go straight. If you could, though, you would drive right into the Augusta National. See,
it's weird. They've got, I'm looking at it on Google Maps, and they've actually got Azalea Drive inside the Masters, inside Augusta National, like it's one of the roads.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not right.
That goes around the golf course, or part of it.
Yeah, that's definitely not it. Because I'm not trolling. I did grow up on Azalea Drive right there across the street from the Augusta National.
Yeah, I see where you're talking about. I mean, there's plenty of places it looks like up through there where they could do it, like across Washington Road somewhere.
Yeah, there's a big shopping center. There's two big shopping centers really that are sort of right across from the Masters, depending on which side of the Masters you're talking about. But they could figure, if they decide they want to do something like that, they can work it out. I'm sure they can.
Oh yeah, talking about the one like where the Fresh Market is.
Yes, that's the main one I'm talking about. Because the other one is actually a church, which but
there's a nice big parking lot right there at the church.
That church is stupid, man. The Augusta National has sent them I can't tell you how many times the Nationals tried to buy that place. They sent them a blank check signed. So just fill it in.
Just being hard-headed.
They just send it back. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, really.
It's one of them weird type. It's one of them blah, 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 churches too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
You let Augusta National send BVD a blank check and see how quick I let them have my lot.
Yeah. Yeah, because they did that with a lot of people when they started buying not blank checks, but there were people that had lived in and around that area, and maybe it was a $150,000 house. Actual appraisal value. The National was buying them up for $1 million, $1.5 million. I mean, just whatever it took to get people out of there.
See, this looks like one of those churches that's. It looks like one that's in a shopping center, like an old shopping center.
Yeah, that used to be a Piggly Wiggly.
Okay, yeah, I got
because that's actually Azalea Drive, the road that runs away from the Augusta National next to that shopping center you're looking at. That's actually Azalea Drive, and I lived
No.
down that road on the left as a kid growing up.
This aerial shot that I'm looking at has Azalea Drive coming across Washington Road into
Yeah, that's definitely
the Masters
inaccurate.
and circling around.
Yeah,
It's
that's definitely
crazy
not right.
looking.
Azalea Drive ends right there at Washington Road. If you
Okay.
and you can either go left or right on Washington Road. If you went straight, you would run into a bunch of trees and bushes right there on the other side of Washington Road that block off the Augusta National.
I'm definitely taking your word over Google Maps.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. That'd be great. I haven't seen the Pinecone in the comment section, and I don't have his phone number. So.
That's not good. Let me go look in the
Been a
mail.
while since it's been just me and you. Of course, we're more than capable.
Oh yeah, we can blab it up.
I mean, we're professionals. We can adjust on the fly, so that's just what it is. Tomorrow we got a Georgia fan, Cleve. He's coming on, and then Friday, Bad Dog. You said, oh, man, that is really something. What a week this has been. What a week. Mrs. Lou, Ruben T, Bad Dog, Cleve. The Pinecone really missed out. The Pinecone could have been a part of probably the best week ever on the morning show, but no, not in the comment section. Overslept again.
Could be why he's not showing up. Maybe he just don't want the humiliation of coming in between Cleve and Mrs. Lou.
That is possible. That is possible.
Before I forget, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
I was over with the 32,000 people in Billy Ratliff's morning show this morning, and I asked the question, would you rather have a half a season of full stadium college football or a full season with no fans in the stands? That's one for the comments too. Half a season, fans in the stands, or full season, no fans in the stands.
Well, I think I said this yesterday. At most, I go to one game a year. So, from a personal, selfish perspective, I don't really give a shit if there's anybody in the stands or not. I just want to watch. I just want to sit in my garage and watch football on TV. That's all.
So, full season, right?
Yeah, I want full season.
Like
Yeah,
I've only seen one so far. Snake is our Buckeye boy said half a season. I know why he said that. Because they've only got half a chance of winning a natty anyway. So.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Shots
Shooting
fired.
at my Buckeye buddy. Sorry about that, Snake. I couldn't help it.
Shot fired. Anyway, who is here today? Let's see who's here. Who's hanging out with us this morning? Melissa May, Mike Reiser, Snake Spence, Brian Biak. Bad Dog is here. I haven't asked him, but he must be working from home because he's been on the morning show a lot lately, whereas I didn't know.
He was here yesterday.
Oh, I know he's been here almost every day for a couple of weeks, which is amazing. He must be on a work from home because I know I don't know if he's an essential employee, but he's an essential human being. Killamime, thank you, sir. Ken AV guy, Bears, Cubs, Canes, Jeff Webster, Goose Sports, Waikiki, Lucas Sharp 500. Good morning. There you go. Rack Dog is here. Mitch All Day. Jim Hooks. Chess Hall is here. He says it's early as a clock. And that's at least the second time that he said that because I've seen it twice. So he's probably said it a lot more times than that.
Early ass a clock.
Early ass.
Yeah.
A clock.
ASS.
Which I wouldn't get it even if it said as. So putting
I get ass. That makes sense.
It's early ass. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, because I think I get what he's saying.
Do you want to try to explain it to everyone else? Because y'all are the only two that do.
I could try, but I don't know if it's good.
I want you to try.
Okay, he's saying it's early ass out there today.
What is it?
So it's early ass o'clock. I got it, Chess. It must be a big guy thing because I understand. I feel you, bro.
Is early ass a saying that people are supposed to know?
I mean, apparently wherever in Calhoun, Georgia, it might be.
It's early ass.
Like, okay, let's say, man, that's a sick ass shirt you got on. That's a sick ass car you're driving. Maybe he's saying it's early ass o'clock. I get you, Chess. I'm with you, brother.
Yeah, that
Even
doesn't
if
make
these
any
other,
sense
if
at
these
all.
potatoes,
If it's a sick ass car, then sick ass is describing the car. So if it's
yeah,
if it's
he's
early ass
as in
o'clock,
super early. It's super early for Chess, I think is what he said. Is that what you're saying? Help me out here, Chess. Bail me out, son. Come on. He done fell asleep now.
well,
Or said no, if I'm letting that dumbass handle this one on his own.
I'm
I made a
about
type.
to. I'm about
I'm
to fall asleep too. It's early. You know why? Because it's early ass.
Hey, Bad Dog's got it. He said nothing wrong with some early ass, fellas.
Uh,
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what he meant. Time. Maybe Chess is getting some of that early ass, so it's early ass o'clock. That dog gets it.
when I do my night show, is it late ass?
Could be if it's real late, like after midnight. Stupid ass, like Sleeta's channel, that would be like stupid ass o'clock, or dumb ass o'clock, or idiot ass o'clock, or something. Hell, I don't know.
I really don't think anybody knows. I mean, just being honest.
I'm a little disappointed. Okay, he
Now,
said his dad used to say it when he was growing up.
is this early ass?
That's definitely that's midday ass. That's late ass. That's
Is that droopy ass or is that droopy balls? I can't tell.
That's to get that shit off the screen. Ass o'clock. Mitch says early ass for sure.
I want you to describe this like it's play by play. Tell me what we're looking at here.
Oh my god. The end times, maybe. That's the last thing some of us are going to see right before we die. The people that have been bad their whole lives, that's what you're going to see, right?
I wish I would have died right before I saw that.
Yeah, that's the white light that people are going to see before they die that have been bad.
The white light is not really a white light. It's Sleeta bent over in his soaking wet tighty whities.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my God. that
yes, Goose. That is Sleeta.
Alarming.
Goose is wanting to join us. I don't know if you read the emails or not.
I don't think I looked at any emails yesterday.
Well, I got Goose down for the 16th, so we'll have to get together on our calendars.
Well, I'll go ahead. I got it right here, so I'll write it down since I got it right here. I have Nick on Monday, Celine Driver on Tuesday, Papa Lou on Wednesday.
Yep.
Now Goose on Thursday.
Nothing on the 17th.
I've got Maverick on Friday. Is that not right?
No, that sounds good to me. That's why I'm asking.
Goose on Thursday, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Maverick on Friday.
And I've got something called a gill on Monday. That was in the emails too. And then there was another one you might want to look at. I wasn't sure about that guy.
Is it Michael Gill? That's a name I recognize. I'll just write down. I'll just write down Gill until I can look at the
That's
email.
what I wrote down.
That sounds right though. And I was kidding about Maverick, so there's an opening for Friday if anybody wants it.
It's Michael Gill.
Okay. Yeah. So the next opening then is this coming Friday. Not 2 days from today, but 10 days from today, whatever it is.
I see. The other one is some guy named Don. I don't know if it's like a Don, like a mafia Don, or
like Don the Magic Wand.
Let's see. Hey, Lou and BVD, I would love to come on the show. I do have a channel. It's called, oh, that's Goose. Never mind. Shit. Sorry about that. Don.
No, Don. Top Gun is not next week. It's been postponed.
Oh, Michael Gill. Michael Gill.
Top Gun not coming out till the fall and that.
So we got the Don covered. Goose, you are now the Don. That's what I will be calling you from now on. The godfather of LSU sports.
Don't want to run anybody off here. No, we're not about to talk about the coronavirus, but I just do like to update the numbers every day. So up to 12,857 people have passed away here in the United States. And yesterday was just brutal. BVD, I think 2,000 people died just yesterday.
Yeah, I was
Just
actually
awful.
looking at the same thing this morning.
It's just terrible.
I was looking at the worldwide map,
Yeah.
and we're pushing the lead right now. That's not a good thing.
No, it's a sad situation in Georgia. Athens actually has a situation in a nursing home similar to what kind of started this thing out in Washington State, but 10 people passed away just yesterday from the same nursing home in Athens, Georgia.
Jesus, man, that's
It's just,
terrible.
I don't know.
Trying to find
So,
China on here.
Just be careful, everybody, please, for another couple of weeks if you can. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all I'm going to say
my
about it. I don't want to get
my
into
world
it again.
geography is not very good.
Who would have guessed it?
Yeah,
You're more of a math and science guy.
exactly. You know me so well, Lou. I love how you just assume that I'm a dumbass. I
No.
like that about you.
If you were a dumbass, you wouldn't be a math and science guy. Come on.
Wow. Where the hell is China? I know it's small.
China is not small, sir.
The one I found, the only China I could find was small. I know there's a shitload of people there.
China's not small.
Damn it, I'm going to find it again.
All right, it is alarming if you can't find China on a map.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things about me that are alarming.
Yes. There is.
Mm.
Do you see
Yeah.
Russia?
Then there was silence. Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
That's a tiny little place, isn't it? Russia.
Now go all the way. Keep looking at Russia and go all the way east. That's to the right.
Nuh-uh.
What borders eastern Russia?
Damn it. I'm over in Japan now. Hell, never mind. I'll find it later again.
You're not looking for Chinatown in New York City, are you?
No.
Okay. Because that's a little smaller
No.
than actual China.
Damn it, I actually went right to it earlier by accident, of course.
I can't believe you can't find China.
There it is. Okay, it's not east. That's more like south of Russia. It is large, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Looks like a bladder, a jacked up bladder with a horse head. 3,333 deaths. Wow. Japan's not big. That's what I meant to say. Okinawa. Yagi. I think I killed him.
Bonsai trees in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever had a bonsai tree?
No. I'm sure when I was a kid and watched Karate Kid, I probably asked for one. But no, I never had one. I never had one.
You haven't lived until you've had your own bonsai tree.
Do you trim your own tree?
No, sir.
No? You get your...
I
Oriental
purchased
to do
mine
it?
already trimmed.
Oh, and they don't grow?
One I didn't grow. It died. I think I might be the only person to ever actually kill a bonsai tree.
Remember in Karate Kid, they duct taped it and fixed it or something.
They did. Stuck it out there on the side of that cliff.
That was the problem. No way you was going out on a cliff.
I would have when I was Daniel's age. I was a brave feller when I was Daniel-san's age. Did you like the Karate Kid with Hilary Swank in it? The next Karate Kid.
No.
I wonder if anybody did.
No, they didn't. Now, the other
Shut up,
remake,
Celine Driver.
the other remake with Will Smith's kid in it was okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was good. I actually like that.
Um, and there's probably some people that are a lot younger than us that saw that movie and think it's better than the real ones, or they've either never seen the real ones, but because I still think the originals are um,
Did you find
the
it
best
odd that
ones.
they called it the Karate Kid and they taught him kung fu?
Um,
I mean, shouldn't he have been the kung fu kid?
yes,
Who
yes.
wins? Who wins in a fight? Jaden Smith or Ralph Macchio? Of course, if you've seen Jaden Smith lately, uh, yeah, I'm going Ralph all day.
Ralph Macchio would whip his ass.
Probably so.
Cobra Kai, do or
That's a good
die.
question, Bad Dog. I am now officially on the Ozark train. By the way, Lou, I don't know if
Oh
you've seen that.
my God, man! How did I not know about this thing?
The same here.
Don't
Well, apparently somebody watched the first season on my Netflix. I don't. I think I would have remembered that, but my roommate might have been my daughter. But I
yeah,
watched the first
man.
10 episodes yesterday.
Oh, you did? See, okay, no
Oh yeah.
spoilers then, because me and Mrs. Lou,
No,
there's not a whole lot of things that me and Mrs. Lou both watch, and we both go like, this is amazing. You know, there's like usually like I really like it, maybe she doesn't, or the other way around. But we both like are in love with this show, so we're watching it together. So
where are you
I
right
think
now?
we're on like episode 4 or 5. I'll tell you where we're at. Uh,
First season?
Marty just bought first season.
Uh,
Marty just bought the strip club. So the bald headed strip club owner, they raid his place when they're stealing the safe in that,
yeah.
and he goes in and buys a strip club for 175K. That's where I'm at. So
What's the strip club called again?
uh
Uh,
oh shoot.
I love the name.
Somebody
God,
will say it in the
somebody
comments.
help us out in the comments.
Yeah, it does have a funny name.
Like the Twitchy Itchy something or Twinkie Blinky shit. Got a catchy little name. But the
What is the
best
name of
part
it?
of that was when he went
Oh,
in there.
Lickety Splits.
Yeah, lickety split. Yeah, when he goes there and talked to the guy. Why'd you buy it? Why'd you start a titty bar? I like titties.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, what a great show. You said you watched 10 episodes. Is that how long season 1 is?
Yeah, they're 10 episodes
Okay,
each, and I'm on. I just started the second episode of season 2,
man.
and
Yeah, uh, we
so
we started
if
it
you're
just
in
a couple
here,
of days ago and watched.
I
I
haven't.
think we watched 3 or 4 episodes right away, and then we went to sleep or whatever. And then we had time yesterday before my night show. We watched one
Oh,
more episode.
dude, it just gets better and
I
better.
know.
And
Yeah, I can't believe I never jumped on this thing before. Like, this is
did
a
you ever
really
see
good show.
Banshee? Have you ever seen the show Banshee?
No.
Oh man, see now that's a show that's it was on Cinemax, but this show kind of reminds me of Banshee just in the way of how graphic it is.
Yeah.
When you get done with Ozark, try and find Banshee. That was an
Okay.
amazing show.
Yeah.
Definitely not one for the kids. Um, that'd be a good Mrs. Lou and Uncle Lou share right there. And last night was the season finale of The Resident, so this would be a good time for Mrs. Lou to try and check that one out.
I'm gonna go get a refill on my coffee. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. So let's see what's going on here in the comments. See what you guys are talking. Rack Dog Ozark is about a guy that's a financial advisor in Chicago, and he's got a partner, and this guy from one of the Mexican cartels comes in and tries to get him to go to work for him, basically. And I don't want to tell you a whole lot because I don't want to spoil it. Just watch it, man. It's awesome. Basically, without spoiling a lot of it, in the first episode, the cartel guy ends up killing his partner and uh, getting ready to kill him, but he works a deal with him. So from there, it's action on. It is, isn't it, Snake? Banshee was freaking awesome. And Justified, there's another good one. If you guys haven't seen that one, that's one that's been over for a while. A movie on my life, Brian? I don't know about a movie, maybe a reality show. I'd be like, if they had a reality show of my family several years ago, it'd be like that Mama June family, because I've got an aunt that I swear Mama June was patterned after my aunt. Now, God rest her soul, she's deceased now. But yes, Goose, Ozark is on Netflix. And I'm not sure where you would find Banshee. Maybe if there's such a thing as Cinemax to go or something like that. Yeah, I know. I hadn't forgot you though, Chess. I had an interesting weekend this weekend, and I didn't want to. Basically, about your dad, stuff like that. Yeah, put Banshee on your list, Melissa. You'll love it. I think probably anybody in here would love it. I've seen that whole series like 6 times. Is how good it is. In fact, I've got myself wanting to watch it again. Now, it's up there with Sons of Anarchy, Blue.
Really?
I know you really like that one, right?
Yeah, I'm a big. I love Sons of Anarchy. That's one of my probably top 5 all-time favorites.
Yeah. Pinto Driver says you can buy Banshee on Blu-ray. Surely you can find Banshee somewhere with all the shit that's out there now that you can watch stuff free on. Funny Jeff, funny guy. Jeff's got jokes.
Chess Hall says put him down for the morning show for next Friday. I'll explain early as o'clock. I would love to hear that. But email us though, because it just gets too confusing if we start adding people because they said so in the comments. But it's just easier. Me and BVD both have access to that email, and it's just easier for us to manage it that way. So if you want to be on,
I'm going to go ahead and put you down though, but still go ahead and email us your phone number. So there's nobody on there right now. Friday the 24th. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to Goose. Are you a subscriber, Blue?
I think he's talking about Friday the 17th though.
Oh, we got Maverick on the 17th. That's the guy you just told me about.
BVD. Who's on Thursday?
Who's on first? Goose is on Thursday.
Okay. And you really think Maverick is on Friday?
Hell, I don't know. I thought that's what you said a minute ago when we were talking about this. Oh, derp. I get it.
Okay.
I'm a little slow.
Yeah. So we'll bump Tom Cruise and we'll move Chess
Yeah,
Hall.
let's bump Tom Cruise.
Chess Hall is 17th.
See how important you are, Chess? Now I wonder how many people in the comments got that shit. Probably none of them. I'm not the only derp around here.
Oh, they're probably sitting around going, my God, he's got Tom Cruise coming on. So,
yeah.
Thank you for hitting that PayPal link to Chess. I appreciate that, buddy. You're excellent people, sir. Of that, there is no doubt. Hey, guess what else we're going to do today on the show?
Hard telling. Oh, I know what we're going to do, and I've got one for you.
BVD history. All right, you got one?
I got one. I'll put the link in the comments.
Well, don't do that because then everyone clicks the link instead of.
Well, see, all we got to do is say, folks, don't click the link.
Yeah, but I got your channel pulled up. All you got to do is tell me the name of your video. So.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, just tell me what the name is.
Tennis, like the sport.
Yep.
C the letter. TTC. Tennis C TTC.
I got it. Holy hell. 10 years ago.
See why I picked that one?
The description, let me read this mind-bending description here. Yep, you guessed it. There's another group firing up in the TTC. This one's going to take over the whole damn thing. Now.
You get to see BVD dance moves in this one.
All right, and there's copyrighted music on here that's not going to get us in any trouble. I'm positive. So let's.
B-52s, I don't think that would give us any trouble.
All right, here we go. Let's. Oh, let me see the exact date and let people know. This is from March 31st, 2010. So just over 10 years ago. From deep within the BVD archives, the morning show with Uncle Lou and BVD proudly presents a moment in BVD history. Tennis C T T C. Let's go. Same green screen you still got today.
Do what? Same one. About 60 pounds ago.
My name is Yvonne Jimmy Mackenborg, and I'm here to start a new TTC group. The Tennessee TTC, and you some bitches better join too. I've heard about all these other stupid ass groups. The SEC TTC started by Herschel Talker. The damn NCAA TTC started by Bama Ty. And even that goofy bastard RTL started the PGA TTC. Are you freaking kidding me? Well, the Tennessee TTC is for all you Wimbledon fans. You know Wimbledon's coming up in June. That's that damn tournament over there in England. Old Britain, British people over there. Where they get together and they smack them damn rackets. And they shoot them damn yeller tennis balls over that net back and forth and eat strawberries and shit in the morning. Well, let's talk about these other TTC groups and how tough them fuckers are. Old Herschel Talker, that silly bastard. I remember old Herschel Talker chugging his damn cup full of Coke Zero.
Oh hell, can you still juggle?
Some of that damn chocolate milk. Yep. Old BVD even got into it, chugging a gallon of sweet tea. I still don't think he chugged that whole gallon, but that's just me. But old Yvonne Jimmy Mackenborg, they call me Easy Mac. Because I'm easy. Old Yvonne Jimmy Mackenborg's done fired up the Tennessee TTC. You know why? Because we're making a big racket on YouTube. Let me talk about RTL for a minute. He chugged Coke Zero, chocolate milk, and sweet tea. He called it Sweet Chocolate Zero. Well, I got something for you, Mr. RTL. It's gonna blow your damn mind. You think you some bitches is tough? I'm gonna show you some bitches tough. Yeah, that's right. Old Yvonne Jimmy Mackenborg. Easy Mac. Founder of the Tennessee TTC. It's gonna amaze you today. I know my dancing skills has already got you in an uproar, but let me show you some bitches something.
Hell are you doing?
The originator. Coke Zero. The Fascinator. Chocolate Milk. And the Innovator. Sweet Tea. Now here at the Tennessee TTC, where we're making a big racket with Easy Mac. We got a special ingredient.
That's slow motion.
Because it's the Tennessee TTC.
High quality shit right
A
there.
little Rocky Top orange for your asses. Ain't just any man can drink this shit. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I've done drunk this shit twice because my camera's fucked up and I'm having to drink it a third time. It's some good shit.
You were professional even back then.
Coke Zero, chocolate milk, sweet tea from BVD, and the Rocky Top orange. Does the body good.
That was the god awful nastiest shit I've ever drank in my life.
Now, if you want to be cool like me, if you want to be a winner,
I don't know, the stuff I drank with Armor
Like
on was
me.
pretty bad too.
come on over here and join the Tennessee TTC where we're making a big racket. I'm going to leave you with some dancing skills. You know, back in the 70s,
Hold on a second. Now, this thing that you push out of the way here, is that one of those TV trays on wheels that they give you when you're laid up in the hospital bed?
Actually, I think it is.
It definitely is. Look at this. Now, how does somebody have this in their house? Look at this.
with some dancing skills.
Hold on. One more. Look.
I'm gonna leave you with some dancing skills. You know, back in the 70s, we was fat. But look at me now.
Oh no, actually
I'm
that's
toning
not.
this thing
That's a table that we
I'm
bought at
toning this
Walmart.
body up. Ain't just anybody can look like this.
The thing was actually pretty cool. It tilted. It was a laptop
Come
table.
join the Tennessee TTC. Herschel Talker, Pussy, Bama Tie, Pussy, BVD, Fat
God.
Pussy, RTL, Pussy, Yvonne Jimmy McInboard, winner. It's the Tennessee TTC.
Yvonne Jimmy McInborg.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, that table, Lou, is actually, it was a laptop table that you could roll around and it tilted.
Okay.
But check this out. I've actually got one of those things that you find in the hospital.
Yeah.
I think I found that thing at a damn thrift store a few years ago. I don't even know what you call those. Maybe if Tiger Cat's in here, she might know since she's a nurse. It's actually pretty handy.
Man, are you?
That's the kind of shit I got to get back to.
That's what I don't know if you lost motivation. Are you somehow way busier now than you were back then and don't have time to do stuff like that or what? But that was I would love to see more stuff like that.
I've got all kinds of props that I've gathered over the last few years and had all these great ideas when I find the prop. But the last, going back maybe 6-7 months, the 3 years previous to that, I pretty much lost. I mean, I almost quit several times. YouTube.
Yeah, that was good. I'd like to maybe next time or sometime watch the. I don't know how many people know this or not, but you lost quite a few bets over your YouTube career, and
Oh yeah.
if memory serves, you did indeed have to eat a bowl of dog food.
Don't know that I still have that one.
Oh man, that would be alarming if you, for some reason, deleted that.
You'll want to check your text messages after the show on that one.
Okay. Somebody says PINECONES is here, but hell, show's
Well,
over.
hell.
Ain't the show over? What time is it? Yeah,
We killed a good 7 minutes with that one.
Yeah, but you did eat dog food, though. Whether there's video proof anymore or not, I don't know, but you did eat a bowl of dog food.
I most definitely, God, that's been 10 years ago. It was a Florida game.
Oh, you know what I wanted to mention? Do you know Carolina Jackpot?
I do now.
Okay.
I actually subscribed to him, I think, last week when you brought him up. I remember him making a video about you when you pissed him off.
Yeah, a couple of
But
years ago.
I didn't know that he had continued that. I mean, that video must have been a hit or something.
I've been watching him for a while. He made a video. He put it up, I don't know when it went up, a couple of days ago. And last night after I ended the live show, I went inside with every intention of going to sleep. And I was going to drink a glass of water before I went to bed. So I sat down on the couch, picked up my phone, and he had uploaded a video. And it was, anyway, it was like an hour and a half long. It's just him sitting there talking to the camera. But YouTube about cost him his job.
Really?
In real life. Yeah, the video was really long. I know not many people probably will watch it all. I'm not going to tell his story, but it was a really good video. And if you're one of these people, and I'm this way, and I say this all the time about the morning show and the guests we have on, maybe I'm just nosy. I don't know. I like getting to know people on a level beyond just what they show me on YouTube, whether that be because they make videos or they comment. I like getting to know people beyond that. And it's about an hour and a half video. And really, he walks you through almost his entire, it's a job story, basically. But he starts from the time he was 16, and he sort of tells how he, and anyway, but his job ended up, I guess, finding some of his videos. And although they didn't technically fire him, they didn't tell him, you're fired because your YouTube channel. He has reason to believe that had a lot to do with it. And he goes into the details on it and all that. And anyway, it was something he had been doing for like 20 years. And, it really bothered him and upset him. And apparently this all happened like in 2018 and 2019. And I've been watching him for longer than that. So he did a pretty good job of not, I had no idea all that was going on in his real life while I was watching all his videos in 2018 and 2019 and all that. But anyway, it was I don't know. You don't really know any of these people, and this video I'm talking about is just kind of proof of that. It's not a Carolina Jackpot video. It's a video about him, Kale. That's his real name. It's a Kale video, and while I know that Kale, in quotation marks, can't have a YouTube channel, talking about just his regular life, that's not what people want to see. I get that, but I do like it, especially when I've been watching somebody for a long time and they upload something like that. I enjoy those kind of videos. Like I said, it's really long, and I know not a lot of people are going to watch it, but anyway, you watch one of those videos and you get done, and you sort of look at people in a different way after that.
I'll watch it. Can you put the link in? Can you find it and put the link in there? And I'll watch it after the show.
I'm sure I can.
Because I've started watching, like I said, I subscribed to him last week, and I watched part of one of the podcasts he does with the two other guys. Actually, those three guys, two of the three of them were kind of funny, I thought.
And I think most of y'all know me by now. I'm pretty honest about how I describe what I think of YouTubers, who I watch, who I don't watch. If I don't like someone for a particular reason, I'll tell you. So like I'll be the first to tell you I don't watch every Carolina Jackpot video, but
Right.
I stand by what I've said about his post-game videos. They are some of the best post-game videos you will ever see of any sport, or what. I don't care who you're talking about, NFL guys, whatever. Somebody ranting and raving about soccer, hockey, college football. His post-game videos during the season are 100% must watch. But I found the videos, so I'll.
Is he always driving in his car when he does his videos?
Mostly, and he doesn't. In that video, he doesn't say, "Hey, this is why a lot of the videos are in my car," but you sort of get you sort of get an understanding. He's had some jobs that involved a lot of traveling, or having to drive a long way to get to work, an hour and a half in one case, things like that. So I look back and I go, oh, okay, so he's doing a lot of these videos either on his way to work or on the way home from work, type of thing.
Oh wow,
So
you weren't kidding. That is long.
Yeah,
it's an hour and 12 minutes long.
Yeah. And
but
I don't know that I've ever watched an hour and 12-minute video before. I watched the entire thing last night, all of it. Anyway, to make a long story short, though, his YouTube name, Carolina Jackpot. He's a Carolina fan, South Carolina fan. As far as the jackpot goes, he's big into lottery tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a lot of videos on his channel, or I guess they're still there, of him scratching lottery tickets. And apparently this is a niche on YouTube. There's a whole subculture on YouTube of people that scratch lottery tickets, and people watch them for whatever reason. But I mean, I guess he wouldn't mind if I said anything about it, since he said it all on video himself. But he worked at a grocery store. They found his lottery videos and some of his football videos, and I guess they came to him about the lottery videos with questions about how he was getting the lottery tickets, and basically didn't accuse him of stealing, but basically asked him, "Are you stealing?" You know, and he wasn't. You know, and he and all that. And then
I don't know what the rule is in South Carolina, but in Tennessee, if you work at a store that sells them, you're not allowed to buy them there.
I don't know what the rules are where he lives, but he was buying them from the store he worked at, in addition to buying them from a lot of other stores too.
Right.
And when they came to him, he straight up asked them, he says in a video, "Do I need to stop doing this and delete my channel?" And their answer was, "Well, I don't know what to tell you on that." And they didn't fire him right then, but then 3 months later, they fired him for like an unrelated reason that seems really ridiculous. And so he's sort of linking it, like, you know, he's basically making the point that I think they fired me because of my YouTube channel, but they didn't want to come out and say that, so they sort of spent the next 2 or 3 months looking for something to fire me on or whatever. And he made mention of them saying a few things about his football videos and his cussing. And stuff like that, but
so South Carolina is not a will-to state, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Like in Tennessee, an employer can fire you for any reason they want to, except for discrimination. I had an attorney tell me one time an employer in this state can line their employees up on the wall and go, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you're fired. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you're fired," and get away with it. But if they go, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you're black, you're fired," or "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you're white, you're fired," then they can get in trouble.
Right.
Which is shocking news to me. I mean,
and you know, you can tell in the video that he gets angry a little as he's telling the story some, but he gets I mean, he almost starts crying at one point, talking about how much he loved what he did.
Oh, sure.
And he had been doing basically the same jobs from the time he was 16 till 20 years later, which was just a year or so ago when all this went down. And he anyway, it's just one of those things where you watch it and you sort of have a different, you look at people different after in a good way, I'm meaning here with it's so easy to watch people on YouTube and forget that they're an actual human being with the same real world issues and problems and all that kind of stuff that everybody else has. It's almost like it's because I don't know. You watch so much TV all your life. You don't watch TV and then wonder if your favorite character on such and such TV show, like you wonder how their life is going. Like it just doesn't cross your mind. You separate the two, you know. But when you watch people on YouTube, I mean, those are real, you know, those are people just like me and you. And anyway, I like learning more about people who I've you know been watching, and I don't know. I found myself feeling bad for him as I was watching the video, you know. So, and I'll be honest again. He's done a few things on video and said a few things. I'm not going to say what they are. He's done a few things and said a few things that probably any employer would have a problem with, no matter who you work for. I'm not going to say what they are, but so again, but. I don't know. It's just it was an interesting video, and I do talk about him a lot in a good way because I enjoy his football videos.
Right.
And so when I saw that last night, I just thought I would mention it. But because there's not enough of that. And I'm guilty of this too. It becomes too much about the show sometimes, putting on a show, and that turns into sometimes trying to portray or be something that you're not or whatever. And in that video, that video is 100% Kale. That video, you watch that video, that's not Carolina Jackpot. That's Kale. 100% the real individual. He talks about, he mentions his ex-wife a couple of times in the video. I had no idea whether the guy was married, divorced, never married, dating. I had no clue. But now I know he was married and divorced. He talks about his kid in that video. Mentions that he's almost 18 now. He talks about when he got his son being 17 when he got fired, and he remembers driving home afterwards thinking, if I can just make it a year. He starts talking about the child support and how is he going to pay for this and how is he going to pay for that. And it just, you know.
You've been pretty candid yourself.
I try to sometimes because I like when other people do that. So I try to do that too. But
I mean, I don't recall ever seeing you make a video where you sat down for any amount of time and just talk about your life. But I mean, you've mentioned things here and there.
Yeah.
You know. So.
And I mean, let's be honest. If he did that every day, sat on his porch for an hour and a half telling life, no one would watch it. And I'm not suggesting that that's what someone should do, but, when I've been watching somebody and I like what they're doing on YouTube, whatever it is, and they make a video like that out of the blue or whatever, I enjoy it. I don't know. I feel like
kind of what
a lot better.
Kind of what over the years I've tried to do, because I've said this many times, when I first started YouTube, I had no clue what I was going to do. All I knew was A, I was starting a YouTube channel, and B, I was going to talk about Tennessee football. Beyond that, I had no plan whatsoever. It just kind of evolved into, hell, I pretty much poured my whole life out on this channel.
Yeah. Well, you had more of a plan in the beginning than I did then. All I knew was that I was going to start a YouTube channel. I didn't even know. I wasn't even thinking college football or Georgia, or I wasn't thinking any. I had no idea what I was going to do. Zero. Hell, I still don't really.
We just know you're a lazy ass, right? That can't get a real job.
Can't get a real job. What a shame that is too.
Yeah.
I'm stuck out here being lazy. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about him. He is what he is.
Speaking of people losing their jobs because of YouTube videos, I'm not going to mention his name, but there's a guy that you and I both watch that I'm actually surprised some of the shit he does on camera, given his employer,
Well, it almost cost him his job about 2 months ago.
Yeah. It amazes me what some people will do carelessly on here.
Yeah.
And when they've got so much to like me, I mean, obviously I can't lose my job if I I pretty much do anything I want on here and not have to worry about losing my job. Well, I guess that's not true too, but you know what I mean. Um, some people are either really brave or really stupid at some of the things they do.
Yeah. I worked for AT&T when I first started this channel, but it was after my car accident, so I wasn't actually going to work. I just still technically was employed there.
Yeah, sorry about the beeping. Title Max at work early this morning.
Oh, I don't even hear it.
Go ahead.
So I never had to work. And in the beginning, I wasn't really doing anything that would have got me in any type of trouble anyway. But and it's not like I was making videos going, oh man, I better be careful what I do in case AT&T's like that. Thought never crossed my mind. But and I think that's the problem. A lot of times it doesn't cross people's mind, and then word gets out some kind of way, and a boss sees it or a customer sees it and complains to somebody or whatever the case. And But yes, so I started it while I was employed by AT&T, and then me and a friend of mine started a business doing something totally unrelated after I left AT&T, and so I didn't have anything to worry about there. And then I did that until I just did this full time. That was just, what Carter used to do? That's when I was doing that with my friend of mine. Yeah. We were doing the same thing down here.
I tell you what, that's a business where if you had the time and the right
connections,
hauling equipment.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. Yeah,
the stuff you brought out of them houses, I know, could make good money elsewhere.
Yeah, I think I've told Carter this before, but the most expensive thing I found $600 worth of silver. Basically, it was old coins. It was old coins, wow. But they were so old that they were made out of real silver. Now, the coins themselves weren't worth much in terms of being collectible coins or anything like that. But
right.
But see, this was not long after the economic collapse in 08 and 09. And the price of gold and silver had went so far up that an old quarter, and I forget the years, but it used to be quarters made before a certain year had a really high percentage of actual silver in them. And the price of silver had shot up so high that you could sell those quarters for, I don't remember the amount. But anyway, we found a whole bunch of old coins in this house, and we took them to a place down here, and I think it was $500 or $600 they gave us for what really was maybe $30 worth of actual coins in terms of this is a quarter plus another quarter. But the price of silver was so high at the time, it was insane. And then, you find little stuff all the time, tools, power tools, all kinds of stuff like that you'd find constantly.
Appliances, I'm sure, tons of appliances.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything illegal there was nothing that said you couldn't take it, because by the time we were hired to go into that house, the bank owned everything in it.
Yeah. That's what Carter was telling me. Basically, you just go in there and clean it out, right?
Right. Our job was just to get everything out of the house. Now normally that meant taking it to a dump or whatever, but you find a brand new reciprocating saw in someone's garage or whatever, you're not going to throw that in the dump. So that the bank didn't care. It wasn't like we were doing something we weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah. The guys that were really raking it in that business probably are the ones that would not only clean the houses out, but also go in for the bank and remodel, perhaps.
Yeah, well, and that's what we were doing. So we were getting it on both ends.
Yeah, there you go.
We were getting it on both ends. Now, we were limited in terms of what we would do remodeling-wise, because and we were a legitimate – there were a lot of people that were doing that kind of work, and they were shady. That whole industry blew up in from 2010 to 2013, because you had so many foreclosures because of the economic collapse that there wasn't enough people doing that kind of work to do all the work that needed to be done. You had crews that would travel 2-3 states. I mean, I mean, there was more work than could be done, and that drove the what we were getting paid was ridiculous.
Hell, that's what Carter was doing. I mean, they moved down there for that specific reason.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane, and I got lucky in a couple of different ways. I had some connections in real estate at the time who worked directly with a lot of these banks. And so the way it would work is if a bank needed a house cleaned out, they would contact whatever real estate agent was handling that, and the real estate agent would have to take bids for the job, and the bank would just take the lowest bid, period. So I had some connections at some different places, and they would have to collect at least 3 bids, and so I would get a call that would say, hey, this is the house. This is about how much stuff is in there. The lowest bid I have so far is $2,800. Well, 30 minutes later, I would submit a bid for $2,700,
Yeah.
So I basically got to pick and choose what I wanted to do in a lot of cases, and I knew exactly what to bid to where I would win the bid. But and that was for the clean out. And then the real estate agent, same thing. Real estate agent then would have to go out and hire people to do whatever type of remodeling might have needed to be done. Now, if it was something major, putting on a roof, if it was anything behind the walls, plumbing or electrical, I didn't do it because, like I said, we did it the right way. We had a legitimate business. It was an LLC. We were licensed, bonded, and insured, the whole 9 yards. But when you're licensed, bonded, and insured, you have to play by the rules of that insurance and that bond. And because neither me or my partner or anybody that worked for us was a licensed electrician or plumber, we weren't allowed to do anything behind a wall. So if a toilet needed to be replaced, we could do that. If the pipes in the wall behind the toilet needed to be replaced, we couldn't do that.
Right.
That kind of, and same thing, electrical. I could replace wall outlets and fuses, in a fuse box or whatever. But if a room needed to be rewired, I couldn't do that. Because if something went wrong, my insurance wouldn't pay, because I wasn't supposed to be doing it. But painting, carpets, putting, new floors, replacing a piece of, maybe somebody punched a hole in a wall and the drywall needs to be replaced or patched, stuff like that. We would do stuff like that. All kinds of yard stuff. All kinds of yard work, stuff like that. But it was a good business to be in, but it was hard work. It wasn't easy work. Now, you had some companies that were bigger, and what you wanted to do really is you wanted to get big enough to where you could have like 2 or 3 crews of people, send them out to do all the work, and then you didn't have to do it, kind of thing. You just sort of negotiated all the bids and the prices and all that kind of stuff. Now, you made more money if you did the work yourself because you didn't have to pay anyone else to do it. But if you had 3-4 crews out doing it, you could afford to do it that way. But we never really got to that point. We ended up doing most of the work ourselves, and we had one guy that we actually hired, and he worked with us all the time. And then depending on the size of the job, we would go out and hire, somebody to work with us for a week or a couple of days or whatever. But we never really got that big, and the work just became, that was after my car accident. I wasn't able to do much of the work anyway. I couldn't get up and down off the floor. There was a lot of things I couldn't do, but anyway, that sort of came and went. But
There's
you
not
make a lot
much
of money.
of that. Not much of that going on anymore, is there? I mean,
I don't know. When I got out of it, it was still a good business to be in. I didn't quit doing it because the money dried up. I quit doing it because I really couldn't do the work. And then the partner that I had at the time, he's a guy I'd known for a long, long time. We had worked together at another job one time before. Really good guy, family guy. He ended up moving to Missouri. And so then it was just me. So then every single job that I got, I had to hire 2 or 3 people because I physically couldn't do the work. And it became too much of a hassle. I couldn't find reliable help that was willing to work this week, but then maybe next week I don't need you, but then maybe 2 weeks I need you. I wasn't big enough to
that's
hire.
impossible.
Yeah, I wasn't big enough to hire somebody and keep them all the time. And I wasn't able to do enough of the work myself to where I didn't have to hire people, and so it just became too much of a juggling act, so I had to quit doing it. But
damn it, that's two.
Why don't they just come get that thing, man?
I know, man. Sometimes I'll pick up the phone and say, "Come get the damn thing," and hang up. I don't know.
I don't know what their
Maybe
problem
one day
is.
they will.
Starting to piss me off.
Maybe I need to hop in it and drive to Augusta and park it down there somewhere and tell them where it's at.
Come get it, Mr.
Come
Duncan.
get this
Thank you
bitch.
for hitting that PayPal link, Mr. Duncan. He says a little something for my favorite YouTubers. I hope y'all keep rolling. Have a good morning. Thank you, Mr. Duncan, for supporting the show this morning. You're good people. Yeah, I was gonna talk some. I was gonna do. I had pulled up an NFL mock draft today, mainly because there wasn't any college football news. There's just nothing to talk about. So, but
when is the actual draft?
I had to look.
Month.
I looked that up today too. It's like the 23rd through the 25th, or something. So we'll do a lot more on the draft, maybe the week that actually happens. But mock drafts are so funny because, and then I even found a mock draft that includes what this person, the trades that this person thinks will happen. And now that's just...
Yeah, man, mock drafts are for the bad dogs of the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough to try to figure out what... Now, the first 2 or 3 picks, okay, maybe you can come up with some sort of reasonable guess there. But to try to... I mean, this is a 5-round mock draft. How do you know who the Patriots are drafting in the 5th round or whatever? And not only that, they include all these trades that they think are going to happen. Like they think the Giants are going to trade with the Chargers and swap the 5 and 4 pick, and then this team, that means the Giants are going to get an extra pick in the 2nd round. So with that pick, they're going to take this person. How do you? They're pretty pointless, the mock drafts, I think, other than just going through and reading the names of the players and as college fans going, I don't know how good he's going to be, that kind of thing. But I don't know. We managed to get through today without having to do that, so that's good.
I could maybe see a little bit of interest in a round 1 mock draft.
Yeah, anything,
and that would be about anything past that. I'm skipping.
I'll just mention a few off of here real quick that might be of interest to some people watching. This is the latest one from some guy at Sports Illustrated, but he's got Joe Burrow going number 1 to Cincinnati, Chase Young going number 2 to the Redskins, Jeffrey Okudah, cornerback, Ohio State, going to Detroit at 3. Then he has the Giants would have the 4th pick. He says the Giants are going to trade with the Dolphins, who normally have the 5th pick. So they're just flip-flopping picks. The Dolphins then are going to take Justin Herbert, which is a little bit of a surprise because most people are leaning towards Tua to the Dolphins. And then the Giants at 5 are going to take Isaiah Simmons, linebacker from Clemson. Continuing on here, Tua then goes 6 to the Chargers. Derek Brown, defensive tackle at Auburn, who's an absolute animal, that guy. I can't stand Auburn, but that guy's the real deal. 7 to Carolina.
There's 2 of those guys down there, aren't there?
They seem to have 2 every year. Jerry Jeudy, 9 to Jacksonville, another guy that I think is going to be unbelievable in the NFL. And Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle from Georgia, 10 to Cleveland. I think that would be a smart move for Cleveland, which doesn't typically.
Where the hell are the Cardinals picking?
I'll tell you in just a second. They might not have no picks because they got traded for Kyler Murray or something, but I'll get to it in a second. Let's see. Oh, the Las Vegas Raiders. Doesn't that sound weird? The Las Vegas Raiders are going to take CeeDee Lamb with the 12th pick, wide receiver from Oklahoma. He's another good one, too. And here they have another trade. They say the Eagles are going to trade with Indianapolis via San Francisco to get Henry Ruggs at 13. Tampa Bay has another pick here at 14. They're going to take an offensive lineman. I'm just going through some of the names that people might care about. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, LSU, 15 to Denver. Atlanta Falcons, this will piss a lot of people off. Atlanta Falcons, Jalen Johnson, cornerback, Utah. Let's see, Dallas Cowboys, Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle, South Carolina. He's another one I think that's really good too. Raiders have another pick here. C.J. Henderson, defensive back, Florida. Trayvon Diggs, defensive back, Alabama to Jacksonville.
We're 8th, Lou. You skipped over us.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Probably because we've won so many Super Bowls that
Oh,
nobody
yeah,
cares.
because you're picking something called Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle, Louisville.
And we definitely need offensive line help.
Yeah, you need a lot. T. Higgins, 22 to Minnesota.
Screw you, T. Higgins.
New England Patriots, quarterback Jake Fromm. No, I'm just kidding. Georgia fans actually think that's going to happen, though. New England Patriots, a tight end from Notre Dame. Who else we got? Another quarterback at 24 to the Colts, Jordan Love.
Bad Dog says
Utah
the Cardinals are going to take Jedrick Wills, whatever a Jedrick Wills is.
Here you go, Georgia fans. Running back, DeAndre Swift, 26th overall to the Miami Dolphins.
Will he last that long?
It's possible. Running back's not a high commodity in the NFL anymore. Who else? Terrell Lewis, outside linebacker, Alabama, goes to the Ravens. Good place for him to go, I think. Who else is on here? Laviska Shenault Jr. Not a lot. I don't know how many of y'all know who he is, but this dude's unbelievable. Wide receiver. He was at Colorado, so no one cared about him. But this guy's an absolute beast. He reminds me of Randy Moss. I'm not going to lie to you. Jump out of the building, make every catch, run past defenders. He's unbelievable. A one-man show at Colorado. They weren't a good team, but this guy is absolutely unbelievable. They've got him going 30 to Green Bay. A.J. Terrell, cornerback Clemson to San Francisco. And rounding out the first round, Patrick Queen, linebacker LSU to the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's it for round one. That's what one idiot at Sports Illustrated thinks. So, again, you can read 10 of these, and they're all going to be different. They're just guesses, but
Nobody's picking Lynn Squiffy Ascrucius in the first round?
no Jack Fromm either. So
Damn.
It is what it is, We should wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I didn't get much sleep last night on account of me watching an hour and a half long Carolina Jackpot video. So.
Well, see, now you can go watch some. You can hurry up and get caught up to me on Ozark.
Yeah, that's the plan. Matthew Everett. Shout out to you, sir. Matty. Sorry, I didn't mean to say your last name. Slip of the tongue. Sorry, apologize. Please don't sue me. Uncle Lou doxed me. Sorry, sir. He says, love the show, guys. I try to listen every morning here at work. I'm a machinist that makes the rolls that pump out the toilet paper.
Sweet.
Get back
Very
to work.
important guy.
Get to
Yeah,
work,
really.
buddy.
What the hell you doing?
Truly blessed to be able to work right now. Keep up the great work and go Dogs. Yeah. Listen, I mentioned this last night. People are starting to have a different respect, I think, for certain lines of work. BVD. We kid at our buddy, the human noodle, the human spaghetti noodle. Well, what's his name? Salino.
Yeah.
But he works at a grocery store, and listen, whether it's right or wrong, there are certain occupations in this world that people tend to look down on for one reason or another. I try not to do it. I think, a job is a job. Not everybody can bag groceries. Not everybody can be an attorney. Okay, it's just the way it is. But there's a lot of people that are, keeping this country afloat right now that don't typically get maybe the credit they're deserved. You know what I mean? Trash can people, the trash people, the mailman, the lady that checks you out at the grocery store.
Yep, Alabama did a song about those people.
The 20-year-old college student serving up your whatever through the drive-through at McDonald's. I mean, so shout out to all those people and the people that make our toilet paper, like Mr. Matthew E. And there's a bill. Not going to get into this either. Just going to mention it, and then we'll maybe end the show. But there's a bill working its way through Congress right now, BVD, that is going to pay every quote-unquote essential worker a bonus of $25,000. If you're a nurse, if you run a register at Publix, if you hand out Big Macs at McDonald's, if you make toilet paper, if you're a trash man, if you work for FedEx or UPS, everyone, $25,000 bonus paid out monthly over the course of 12 months. So
Wow.
I'm not saying I'm for or against that necessarily. I'm not getting into that whole. We're
Gotcha.
not diving down that hole again about socialism and blah blah blah. But you know, I don't think some of these people are risking life and limb, particularly some of these healthcare workers. So I don't think it's the worst idea ever. It would cost a ton of money, and we can debate on whether or not we have any money as a country. But again, I don't want to get into that whole thing. But I do think perception has changed over the last couple of weeks about how people look at certain types of jobs. So shout out to all those people who are still working.
Not sure, this is not to downgrade these people whatsoever, but I'm not really sure that the fry cook at McDonald's is an essential worker. But, you know, when you're a family person, whatever job you can get is essential.
Well,
So
that, and if you drive by your McDonald's today, there will be a line of cars waiting to get French fries from that guy. So, But anyway, y'all be careful. Like we tell you every day, we ain't your boss. Do what you want to do. But if you can stay away from people for another week or two, it's probably a good idea. The numbers were horrible yesterday. They're going to be horrible again today. There are some. If
I can stay away from my daughter intentionally for a couple of weeks, you guys can stay away from the dog park or the whatever.
Yeah, listen, my dad is relatively healthy for his age. I think he takes cholesterol medicine, and that's about it, okay? He's 64. I've seen him once. He lives 5 minutes from me. I've seen him once in the last 30 days, whatever long this has been doing now. So, but again, I don't want to take any chances, and I don't want any of you to either. So if you can stay home and stay where people do it, try to be careful, try to be safe. It does look like if you listen to everyone on TV, whether it's Donald Trump or news people or anyone in between, doctors, whatever, it does look like we're getting to the top of that curve thing they've been talking about forever. That doesn't mean it's over. There's still going to be a lot of people that die over the next 10 days, but it does look like we're at the top of that curve they kept talking about, and we're going to start to come back down the other side.
Is this what we're talking? Forgive my ignorance, but is that what people are talking about when they say flatten the curve?
Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So some of the numbers in terms of total hospitalizations and new hospitalizations per day, those kinds of, some of those numbers are starting to decline in some places. Now, the death toll per day is still going up, but the death toll lags 10 to 14 days behind those other numbers because you get sick, you go to the hospital for a week, then you die. You know what I mean? So the deaths are still high, but the number of new hospitalizations is down in a lot of key places. So it looks like maybe we're going to start to come back down the other side soon, which is great news. If you can be safe and be careful and stay inside for another week or so, it's probably a good idea. Don't want any of you guys getting sick, and we don't want any of you guys getting anybody else sick. So, but that's it. Any last words from you, BVD?
Appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. Appreciate everybody for showing up. That is one and the same thing. Thank you guys all very much. Come see us tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll talk some more about some stuff.
I'm looking forward to it because there was some stuff we didn't get to talk about today. So we'll talk about that stuff tonight, 8 o'clock on BVD TV. So you guys check it out. Like he said, we appreciate y'all watching. Thank you for all the support, watching the shows, the thumbs up, the comments, all that kind of stuff helps. The PayPal link, all that stuff. We really appreciate all of you guys tuning in every morning. We have a great time. We can't wait to do it again tomorrow at 8 a.m. And we'll see you guys then. Have a good morning.
Say.